Hi guys, welcome. Today we're going to do a nice class where we're going to open up our hearts a little bit more. So the focus will be on opening up this upper part of our body. And in doing so, we also need to strengthen the back of our upper body a little bit. But it's not the only thing we're going to focus on. We're going to do some core work. We're going to work on the front and the back of our legs, do some twists. So it's going to be an all-round class. It's going to last around 25 minutes. And I hope you enjoy it. So before we start, make sure that you've got some props available. I've got my pillow here, my meditation pillow. But if you don't have one, you can roll up a towel. So what I did is I rolled up 2 small towels, which because we're going to use it at the end of our class to put in our backs when we lie down on the floor to open up our chest a little bit more. We're going to stay there for maybe a minute or so. But please get your tools, your props, and let's get started. All right. So just with the feet a little bit wider, I always like to just get into the body without going straight into some like flows or sun salutations. We just move a little bit and just start to swing your hands from the left to the right, tapping on your chest, on the back. And this is starting to move without even having to worry about your breath straight away. And if you want to make some alternative movements, just reaching anywhere in the space. And in doing so, already start to notice that your body is opening up. You're trying to relax those muscles, even though we're using them already. So it's really to relax the body a bit more. Just maybe a nice exhale. All right. So coming with your feet hip width apart. And we're going to just open up the arms on an inhale to the top. And on an exhale, we're going to take our elbows back. Now you can do this with your feet standing this wide. Maybe you want to do it a bit more with your feet hip width apart. We can start again. Breathe in. And on an exhale, bring your elbows back, open up your chest, breathe out through your nose. Breathe in and exhale. So whether you take your hands from the front and up, like I just did, on an inhale, and exhale, open up, strong legs, lean back, or whether you want to bring your hands from the outside up, it doesn't matter. As long as you feel comfortable with the movements that you're making. I apparently like to do it like this. So everything I do is just made up along the way. Even though I've got a little bit of a focus, I like to move my body in an intuitive way. Just let's do it a couple more times. Maybe you want to bend your knees a little bit whilst taking your hands up. Exhale, strong legs, maybe tilt your pelvis slightly. One more time, breathe in. And exhale, open up that heart, that chest. Then bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, open up your chest. And just start to swing a little bit. Maybe you want to bring your feet a bit wider for balance. So whenever I do a yoga class, I often also tune in to whether it feels good for me. And if it doesn't, I just make up my own thing a little bit. And maybe in line with what the teacher says, just roll your shoulders, but also just noticing what's good for me. So I want you to do the same thing. Use your intuition. Shoulder rolls back and up, down to the front. Maybe use your breath with it. Inhale when you go up, exhale when you go down. And then from the back and up and to the front and down. Take your chin to the chest, start to making circles, bringing the head up via one side and via the other side go down. And maybe you can connect your breath with your movements. Breathing in when you go up, exhale when you go down. And you can't go too fast. You really want to Feel what's going on in that neck. So we've done this in a couple of classes already, and the thing is that sometimes it doesn't even feel right like a circle, but you just find your way. You hear those cracks in your neck. Let's go the other side as well to balance it out. Breathing in when you go up. You can keep your knees slightly bent, your navel tucked in slightly. Last time. All right. So let's come and sit a little bit deeper. So if I would show it to you from the side, it looks like this. So bring your weight into your heels. Inhale, and then straighten your legs. Exhale, open up. So it's like a similar movement like the way we started. But this time we bend the knees. Inhale, take the hands from the front up, and exhale. Sit deep, take your hands up like in a chair, and straighten those legs. Exhale, bring the elbows out. 2 more times. Breathe in. Exhale. Strong legs. Maybe push your hips forwards. Last time. Come and sit deep. Straighten those legs. Exhale. And then place your hands onto your knees. On an inhale with your elbows bent, you open up your chest. And then exhale, press your hands into your knees, round the spine. Bring your chin to the chest. Inhale, sit a little bit deeper, bend your elbows, open up your chest, look forward or maybe a little bit up. Exhale, keep your buttocks at the same height. Press your hands into your knees. Inhale. And whilst doing this, we open up the chest a little bit more, then stretch the back. And especially when we sit behind the computer a lot, this is a really nice exercise to open up that upper body. A couple more times, breathe in. And exhale. Last time, breathe in. And exhale. And then gently come into a forward bend. And with your knees slightly bent, you can start swing from the left to the right in a gentle way. And now place your left hand in front, bend your left knee, lean into the left foot, straighten the right leg. And on an inhale, so maybe you want to first bring your chest a bit forward, then take your right shoulder up. Maybe you want to stay here, but try to straighten that right leg. So to lift the right hip up to the ceiling, keep the left knee bent. I'm just using my 3 fingertips, maybe even my thumb, maybe even all fingertips. It depends really. Take your right arm up. So now we're opening up and twist. Find your breath. Maybe you can look up past the shoulder towards the ceiling. And on an exhale, gently come down, bend both knees. Now let's move the weights into the right foot. Fingertips on the floor, and then gently start to straighten that left leg. Maybe you can even engage the upper leg muscle, the quads. Pull your navel in slightly, open up your chest, and then see what you feel like taking the left arm up to the ceiling. Staying here for a couple of breaths to get deeper into the pose. And in a second, we're going to move back and forth a couple of times. Inhale 1 more time. On an exhale, gently take the hand down. Keep exhaling through the nose, bend the left knee. Straighten the right leg. Inhale, right hand goes up. And on the top of your inhale, pause your breath for just a split second. And exhale, take it down again. So without hurrying, gently and gracefully, moving from the left to the right. Inhale, pause. Exhale, take the hand down. Inhale, left hand goes up. Last time, breathe out. Switch sides, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last time, left hand up. All right. With your hands onto your shins, you press the hands into the shins and exhale, bend forward again. Hands on the front, inhale. And exhale. Last time, breathe in. Pressing hands into the shins. Exhale, bring the hands to the calves. Bend forward. And then come and sit down. Maybe you can bring your weight or your heels a bit further out. And come on the tips of your toes. And just move from the left to the right. Just like opening up the hip area. So we've worked on the upper body. We've been stretching the back of our legs. We've twisted. And now we're going to open up those hips a bit further. Maybe we can come to the middle. Some of you might be seated with only the heels in the air and the balls of your feet down on the floor. When that's the case, just be okay with it. You can place your hands like this and still notice the stretch that's going on in this area. Maybe you can sit a bit deeper like I'm doing right now, seated with my feet flat on the floor. Again, just with your hands like this, or maybe your hands together. And if you can do this, see whether you can lift yourself up. Press those hands against each other. Find your breath again. So relax your face and maybe focus on something in front of you that is not moving. And you can, in yoga, we call this having a dristi, a focus. And whilst having a focus and relaxing your gaze, find your breath again. Just a couple more breaths here. All right, just release your hands. Place them behind you. Come into the seated position. And again, on an inhale, come forward and up. Bring your hands together. Exhale to the right side. Look, a bit more of a firm exhale this time. You come forward, inhale. Exhale, hands in front, and inhale, come forward and up. And exhale, twist that spine. Press those hands firmly against each other. Breathe in. Exhale. Let's do it 2 more times on each side. Breathing in. Exhale. Building up a bit more heat in the body. Last time on both sides. All right. I feel that I'm getting warm here. I'm wondering whether you are too. So place your hands on the floor with your fingers pointing forward and your feet hip width apart. And then you're going to take your knees to the right side. So try to keep your chest open. Exhale. Inhale to the middle. Exhale. It's a bit of a core exercise here. And you decide whether you want to bring your feet here or whether you want to straighten those legs. And let's not make it too difficult. Just crunching it. Using the quadratus lumborum, one of those belly muscles, also used for twisting. Last time, breathe in. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the middle, exhale to the left. All right. And then slowly roll yourself down. Take the right knee into your chest and let's open it up a little bit more. Making circles here with your hands around your knee, rolling inside out or outside in, whatever feels good. So because this is a short practice and we don't want to only do intense things, want to bring it down again, bring down our heartbeats, bring down our breath. Now pull that knee towards your chest. See whether you can leave your head on the floor, lengthen the back of your neck, relax your jaws, breathe into your belly. And just notice the compression of your right hip pressing into your upper leg muscle, into your quads. Any kind of sensation, you just monitor it. And then take the hands to the back of your leg. You can straighten the right leg up to the ceiling, but the knee is still bent. Only thing that you're doing is flexing the right foot. So you're looking at your toes, and I feel this stretch on the back of my leg. Give it a moment, breathe into it. You don't have to be able to straighten that leg or hold on to your toes, but if you can, of course, you can take your right hand to that foot and maybe stretch that leg all the way over your head. If this is a nicer stretch for you by holding on to the big toe, then just do it. I'd like you to use your intuition to not just copy exactly what I'm doing. You could even bring the left hand down to the floor and then bring the right foot out a little bit. And by doing so, creating a bit of a stretch here on the inside as well of your groin. Maybe taking the right foot to the right, you can look towards the left. Relax your face again, keep on breathing. All right, bringing it back to the middle. Take that knee towards your chest. And we're going to come into a twist again with the left hand taking the right knee all the way to the right. Now, there's a couple of things you could do. You could keep that right foot resting on top of the left knee. Maybe you like to take it all the way towards the left side. Placing the head on the floor, you could even push your elbows into the mat, lift your upper body, and then bring the right shoulder blade a little bit further down. So you want to keep that left hand on the right knee, and the right arm goes all the way to the right side. Now my right shoulder blade is almost partially touching the floor. So let that be the focus. Now you've got your props, you've got that pillow, that blanket, or the rolled up towel. If you feel that you need to put it underneath the right knee for extra support, then do so. Just keep your props available close by. Now let's relax the face again. And for a couple more breaths, just notice wherever you feel this, breathing into all these areas. Try to relax both shoulders. I know that sometimes I also am holding on to that right knee in this case so much that I'm tensing up. Try to relax everything you don't need, every muscle. Last breath here. And then slowly on an exhale, come back to the middle. Maybe you want to bring that knee one more time into your chest or make a couple of circles. And then take the left knee up as well. Switch sides, just holding on to the left knee. Drop the right foot down and start to open up slowly, not in a hurry. Should be a practice that you can enjoy without having to force yourself or without feeling that you need to do things that don't feel good. So I'd like you to really slow it down. Now press that knee or pull that knee into your chest. Find your breath, of course. Let your hands slide to the back of your leg, straighten that left foot up to the ceiling, and instead of pointing your toe to the ceiling, maybe you can flex that foot and push the heel to the ceiling and let your toes point to your face. Give it a little bit of time, so just keep on breathing. You might start to shake a little bit, but if you shake too much, maybe take a little bit of pressure off that stretch so that it still is a nice and gentle stretch. And if you feel like holding on to the big toe, I always do it with my peace fingers and my thumb. So index finger, middle finger together. Thumb, I always press it on the front side of my toe. That's also maybe personal, but they call this a yogi toe lock. You could hold your right hand onto your, place it onto your left hamstrings. You could bring that right hand towards the outside. Take that left leg a little bit further out. Now I'm obstructed here or confronted with a closet, so I can't go any further right now, but I still feel it. Just try to relax into it. A couple of nice in and exhales, and with every exhale, you might want to just intentionally release, let go of any extra tension, any thoughts, any sensations that you don't need right now. Coming back to the middle, bringing that knee into your chest again, and this time with the right hand, we're going to bring that left knee to the right side. So I'm going to come into a twist. And again, with the right hand, pulling that knee down, and I will demonstrate what I mean with using props. If you feel that it's nicer to place a bolster or a pillow underneath that left knee in this case, maybe pressing the elbows into the floor so that you can lift the upper body and bring the left shoulder blade closer to the floor in this case. Now my foot is hooked behind the right knee, my left foot, but I could also just bring it this way. It's still a twist. Looking over the left shoulder, trying to relax both of my shoulders, also the right. Finding breath here. So they say that a twist is a very good pose to balance yourself out again after having done all these different poses. Last breath here. Coming back to the middle. Take that left knee to your chest. Bring the right knee up as well, and a bit of a free movement here. Bringing the feet, the knees together, holding on to the back of the knees, start to roll back and forth, giving a bit of a massage to the spine. Come and sit up. So having arrived at the end of this class, the last pose we are doing is, again, a nice heart opener. What I will do is I will use my pillow, but you can just as well use a rolled up blanket. Whether you place the blanket or the rolled up towel like this, or like this in between the shoulder blades is up to you. So let me just use the towel so that you get an idea of how I would like to use it. So you're going to bring the feet together so that your knees fall out. Then I'm bringing my buttocks a bit closer to my heels, and I come and rest on my elbows. So whilst doing this, I can, with one hand, make sure that the blanket is in the right way. It's just underneath the lower part of my shoulder blades. So resting on it, I could press my elbows into the floor, lift the chest up, rest on it again, and my head drops back right now. If some of you are on a very high blanket or towel, maybe you need something else to protect your head so that your neck is not getting squashed. There's not too much compression. Now, the next thing that you can do is walk your feet closer to your buttocks. You can take your hands over your head. You can take them to the sides. You can just rest them next to your body. Try to relax your breath again. We're going to stay here for around 1 minute or so, maybe a little bit longer. But I'd like you to close your eyes, to connect with your breath again. So that you can slowly get or come deeper into this pose. So now that we've come to a pose that feels comfortable enough, bring your focus back to your thoughts, to your mind. And without trying to search for anything, just observe what is coming up. Many poses can trigger thoughts, memories, sensations. But instead of trying to identify with everything that comes up, just look at it without judgments. And when you notice that it triggers a certain emotion inside of you, then be okay with it. Just let it come up, embrace it, let it travel through your body, so to speak. And know that that sensation or that emotion that comes up will pass by anyway. It will go away just as much as it came to you. So try not to hold on to it. That's what I would like to say to you. Just acknowledge that it's an emotion or a sensation that is inside of you right now. More than that, you don't have to do. Can you relax your hands? I just noticed that I was holding my hands or using the muscles a little bit. So just maybe do a little body scan from the feet all the way up, scanning your body for any kind of sensation, tension. Take one more breath here. Then you can roll to your left or to your right sides. Just use your arm as a pillow. Take a moment here before you push yourself up. Just a couple more breaths. And then push yourself back up. All right. I hope you enjoyed this class. I wish you a very nice continuation of your day, and I hope to see you back next time. Namaste.